in life, you cannot just focus on like, you can't focus on what everybody else is thinking. You can't focus on, oh, well, maybe this isn't going to happen. That's not going to happen, or whatever. You can't do that. You have to be you. I mean, as long as you're not like some serial killer or like a serial whatever, something horrible, or somebody who goes out and just like tears people up emotionally all the time, and that's just who you are, as long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as you're truly being yourself, and like the inner part of you, like who you are at your core, you should never regret or feel bad for anything that you do or say. So, I mean, like I said, as long as it isn't anything horrible, but I mean, for me to feel bad about being truthful, for me to feel bad about having certain emotions, or for me to start, like, I make myself sick, and I don't know if any of you deal with this, but like I do, I make myself sick because I start thinking, oh, I shouldn't have done that, and it's all dealing with, well, I shouldn't have been myself, basically, and that's not right, that's not cool, and it goes back to that whole, there's quotes out there that talk about, who you are. If basically, if people don't accept you for who you are, they're not your people, and that's really what it boils down to. And the thing is too, that like in life, you have to, you have to be, what's that word I'm looking for? You have to be able to make decisions and to be yourself, without hurting people, but, and to go after the things that make you happy, or go after the things that are going to make you have a better life, or to be better, to make yourself better as an individual, and I'm always, that's one thing I'm always pushing or talking about, is the fact that, we should always be striving to be a better version of ourselves, like always. I don't care how old you become, I don't care how old you are, I don't care what you've been through, I don't care if you had the worst life on the planet. Okay, if you were raised by freaking, I don't even know what, whatever the case may be, regardless, nobody has any excuse. There's not one excuse out there good enough for you not to be able to better yourself and to better your life. And what I mean by that, I mean, I'm not saying you have to go out and have all this money, oh my goodness, no, I have no money. I'm poor as can be. And I still try to better myself always. Does that mean you're never, ever going to reach perfection? And that's why I say, you need to be able to, no matter how old you are, you can be 80 years old, still strive to be better. Always strive to be better. It's important. It's really important in life. And the thing is, it's important to have that positive aspect of yourself and that positive aspect on life. And you can't always focus on the negative. And I understand the negative is going to be there. It's always going to be there. But you don't focus on that. That's something you just like, you deal with it for the time while it's there, and then you walk away or you leave it alone. You start focusing on the positive, and you're like, okay, the positive is your truth. The negative is not your truth. The negative is a passing thing, The positive is your truth. The positive is something that you need to be able to latch onto and always latch onto. And the negatives, just let it roll down your back, just let it go away. You're going to go through the negative. It's going to happen. But you can't focus on that. And so what I'm saying too is that, I guess I've learned that you can't always, like with these racing thoughts of ours, it's really hard for us to just be like, oh, yay, and I'm happy, and this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to just be myself, because we tend to take everything to heart. And like me, being an empath, it's even worse. And it's weird. Okay, I don't even understand this whole thing. I need to look into it more. I don't understand how I can be an INTP and an empath. Like, is that even possible? I mean, but at the same time, I really do have issues with emotions, for most of the people in my life. I have, well, actually, for every single person to ever come in contact with me in my whole entire life, I have issues with emotions. And it's one issue or another. Like, I either I can't always show all my emotions, which is good sometimes in my case, because I get a little crazy in my head. And so, like, I mean, I guess it's a good thing. But at the same time, it's just crazy. See how I'm going right now because of my thoughts? My thought processes are crazy. I have the racing thoughts. So I'm always thinking of 10,000 different things all at once. But basically, what I was trying to say is that you need to be happy. And that doesn't mean you throw people under the bridge. It doesn't mean that you start treating people badly. It doesn't mean that you become selfish and self-centered. It means that you never basically this. You never detour from the path that you're on, going toward your personal goals and dreams, right? But at the same time, you don't ever deal harshly with people. You don't ever deal negatively with people. And I mean, I understand there's certain situations where you're going to have to, but there's that line you don't ever cross, you know? So that's what I mean by that. And like, you just always do that. See, my brain is retarded. I don't even know. But anyway, so, but the thing is too, it's all about balance. It's all about balance. You need to have balance in your life. You need to be able to focus on the positive, but know that the negative isn't going to go away. You know, there's always going to be negative stuff. So like it's hard sometimes, especially for people like us, people who deal with the anxiety and stuff, you know, all you want to do is focus on the negative, and all you want to do is be like, oh man, how did I get here? Why am I here? You know, and yes, for the most part, a lot of people freaking put you where you are. You know, your life, the things that happen in your life, things that you don't even make decisions on, things that other people make decisions on. Like somebody else could have decided to hurt you in some way, you know, or somebody could have decided, well, to kick you out on the streets, and then you're like, oh my gosh, how did I get here? And it wasn't even your fault, you know? And I understand that happens in life. It happens to everybody, you know? But you have to continue to be yourself. You have to continue to be happy. You need to continue to choose to be happy. You need to choose to be who you are, and to always focus on that positive. Okay, somebody hurt you. You know, does that mean you hurt them back? No, that isn't what that means. Does that mean you sit there and pout and dwell in that sadness or anger forever? No. All you're doing is hurting yourself, you know? So that's what I mean by focusing on the positive. Yeah, the negatives are going to come. But then you take it and you turn it into a positive. Or you try to make the best out of it, you know? And you learn from those things. People might treat you bad. Things might happen. But you learn from those situations, you know, you learn from them. And, you know, somebody, I mean, what was the other thing I said? I don't even remember now, but, you know, that's basically what I'm saying. And it's part of that whole anxiety thing. Yeah, you know, you're going to have a panic attack, or yeah, you might go out and people are going to look at you weird or be like, oh, why are they doing this? Or why did they do this? Why did they say this? You know what? Most people are that shallow, and most people will just sit there and be, you know, talk crap or not even think. They won't even be understanding at all. You know, they don't understand how much you have invested in a certain particular situation or in a thing, or like me, for instance. I'm just going to say, like sometimes people don't understand how much goes into actually being there. Like, okay, I get overwhelmed very easily because I have all these things coming at me, all these people coming at me, right? And so, like, especially because I help you guys a lot. So a lot of you tend to reach out to me, which I love that. I love helping people. I love it. And I'm always, you know, trying to reach back, you know? But it gets overwhelming sometimes because there's so many of you that need help, you know, that or want that help, that are seeking that validation from somebody to be like, you know what? I'm not dying, or you know what, I'm not crazy, you know, or you know what, I'm not alone in this, you know, and I understand that completely. But I do become overwhelmed, and then I want to continue to stay true to myself and to who I am as a person, because I am that person. I am that person that loves to help people, you know? But at the same time, I become very overwhelmed, and then I'm wearing myself thin, basically, sometimes. And like, and sometimes I need that positive energy from around me somewhere it gives me like a boost, you know, it gives me like where I'm like, okay, I got this, you know, I got this, you know, it gives me that thing where I can be like, okay, one more day, I can do this, you know? And so, and that's what I mean. Like you have to stay positive. It's all about balance. It's all about being positive, focusing on the positive. Don't focus on the negative. The negative is going to be there regardless of what you do, what you say, what decisions you make. There's always going to be something negative there. But, you know, you have to focus on the positive. That's all I'm trying to say. And yeah, you're going to have racing thoughts. Yeah, you're going to have the negativity hitting you from all angles. But, you know, and even with racing thoughts, okay, make it positive racing thoughts. You know, be like, oh, wow. And you're going to get overly excited, and you're going to get overly stimulated, and you're going to have a panic attack, you know, which has happened to me before, you know, where you get really, really happy, and then you have a panic attack. That happens to me so often. I always say that I'm a fairy, like a fairy, because, you know, they say that myth that fairies can't contain more than one emotion at a time, and that's exactly how I feel. Like if I'm angry, I'm 100% angry. If I'm happy, I'm like totally happy. If I'm sad, I become consumed with the sadness, you know, and that's just the way I am as a person. And so it gets crazy, you know, for me. But what I'm saying is, basically that's all I'm saying. You know, it's just something I wanted to talk about, because I think a lot of us tend to focus on the negative, and it's just not good for us. It's not good for us at all. So, anyway, but you got this, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm going to start having these kind of conversations. You're going to see my face, of course, in them, but I want to start making videos where I'm talking about what I think dealing with life, what I think dealing with certain aspects of life, and how I view life. And so yeah, you know, there's, like I said, just stay awesome. I'm always telling you guys to stay awesome, and just be happy, and make decisions that make you happy. Stay within that happiness, you know. Don't be afraid to show who you are. Don't be afraid to be like, okay, well, I want to say this to this person. And it's not nothing negative, it's something positive. Don't be afraid to share that with people. Don't be afraid to, like, if you to reach out, you know, in a positive way to people, you know. Don't be afraid. Don't hide, you know, and it's all good. You got this. But anyway, I just want to talk about that, and I'm sorry for you seeing just my wall and my hands. I have weird hands. Anyway, sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a tan, but I don't have a tan. I'm so pale. I don't understand. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. One reason I did talk about this too is because I need to start being able to post videos that I want to post and not feel like I need to take them down because I'm going to upset somebody, or because somebody's not going to be able to accept me for who I am, you know. And so I need to stop that. And nobody needs to have that kind of mentality. You need to be able to be you and be happy, and you're going to be happier. You're going to have less anxiety, you know. You really are, if you do that. So anyway, this is getting too long, this video, so I better let you guys go. But I'm going to make another video soon. Probably tomorrow, where you'll actually see me speaking to you. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later. I love you guys, and remember, you're not alone. All right? Live the life you have imagined. Just noticed. It goes with what I was saying. All right. Bye.